Hello folks, starting a new chapter today. That's the most exciting thing. It seems like I can't end a chapter without it lasting for 30 or 40 pages. That's not a chapter, that's practically a book itself, or a novella. Oh well. I write long anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Computer's acting up again. Don't you love it when your computer acts like a derpy, lazy child? Also, he said that today's President's Day, we shouldn't get any packages. I found a package when I went to take out the garbage this morning. Why the hell? Does anybody know what the fuck they're talking about? Let's see. 12. Yeah, you don't have to capitalize that. And already I got my first thing to check. Liverpool prison. You don't have to do that. Capitalize it, derpy. Brent and Wonder. We're moving through the halls at a brisk pace now. They had a lot of trouble earlier with patrolling guards. There was some commotion at the front. Again. Or some commotion somewhere in the prison. Actual prison area. Some melee between the prisoners. Grant hoped that it wasn't a matter of her brother getting carved up by some other prisoner. Brant couldn't heal. Didn't have any healing powers. And Wonder's powers, healing powers, were pretty touch and go at times. Sometimes she could keep a person in this world that had no right to linger. Keep a person's world that should have been a corpse 5 times over. Other times, you couldn't even spark life back in some little bug. Brent would argue that raising the dead, even if it was a useless little bug, was always impressive. It was certainly more impressive than killing people. Something Brant was expert in. But killing people was a common thing. Was a common skill in these Blade times. And there were plenty of people better at it than Brant. Hope my little brother can just get himself shanked. Brent muttered to Wonder. After the guards. After seeing a couple guards run off somewhere. Prisoner. I wish it wouldn't scope to the next page until I'm actually there. Why is it got dits up every time I do something? Well, your brother does seem like the type that keeps getting in trouble. Wonder replied. Tease. If she could raise the dead in her mindless monster form, she never tried to, attempted it. didn't know if she could raise dead in her mindless monster form. Well, you know, gods, they can raise the dead, apparently. Grant didn't know if she could raise the dead in her mindless monster form. Yeah, that's a sentence I don't think has ever been seen anywhere else in the world. They say everything that's been done has been done. But, you know, if there's no creativity left, well, we'll show them, folks. We'll reinvent the wheel here today. Anyway, just keep getting in trouble. He's not a troublemaker. Grant protested. He's just very unlucky. I know people. I've known plenty of people born unlucky. Wonder replied. If not for my powers, I would have been. I'm pretty unlucky. Unlucky in a lot of ways. You have superpowers, Grant retorted. Yeah, but if I didn't have them, I would have been dead years ago. Muttered. Why? Don't hold your breath, Grant thought. Those powers might end up getting you killed someday. We won't get any phone calls. I'm writing this. It's telemarketers. They call it ridiculous times now, and it's totally absurd that this is legal. It's like when people get harassing phone calls from debt collectors. We aren't in debt with anybody, so we shouldn't have problems like that. We shouldn't have people calling and bothering us about anything. Anything at all. Wait, had to knock out the first guard minutes later. Fellow was just standing at attention, standing in a hallway with his back to the window. He had a rifle in hand and was a collaborator officer. He was... Brent didn't have any sympathy collaborators, but you did wonder what the man's story was. If he collaborated for political reasons or for survival. Brand supposed it was likely survival. It was the same for most collaborators. Jade philosophy didn't honest to goodness. People would come out, talk around, Any other time, everyone would be in bed asleep. Just sleep. Do not disturb, baby. Jade philosophy didn't have much appeal to people who weren't Jade. Imperialism didn't have much appeal if you wanted. The Jade philosophy. Was the Jade government's philosophy was such. The Jade should rule all non-Jade should bow or submit or die. All non-Jade will eventually perish anyway. Anyway, the policy of starvation / extermination. For the collaborators, the collaborators would die, would end up dead eventually. But since they were collaborators, they would die last. The other billion or so people, the other few billion non-Jade left alive would go next. Would go first. It's like that old saying about the Nazis. When the Nazis came for the communists, I didn't speak up because I wasn't a communist. When they came for the Jews, I didn't speak up because I wasn't a Jew. When they came for me, when they came for me, nobody spoke up for me because nobody was left. I think that's about how it goes, though. I think usually the Jews are first. I think the one thing everybody knows about the Nazis is their obsession and hatred of the Jewish people, which oddly enough doesn't get mentioned very much in fiction outside of Holocaust films. It's kind of strange. Oh, and of course, stories that involve all histories where the Nazis won World War II. I have a few ideas for stories like that, but I'm putting those on the back burner because I don't know if they're very original. They're mostly like potboiler kind of stuff. Not schlock, whatever schlock means in modern context, but you know. It's almost boring and cliched at this point, the Nazis winning World War II. I like that Man in the High Castle show, but at times it's strangely boring. Like, how can you make a show about Nazis ruling the entire world and make that boring? I don't know. But maybe I shouldn't criticize anyone about being boring, because look what I'm working on here. Two ladies sneaking around a prison. We're gonna have to knock this fellow out, Brent said. Brent didn't wait for some verbal confirmation from the officer from Wonder before heading out and pistol whipping the guy. Brand's pistol whip had never failed to knock somebody out on the first blow. Maybe if it had been trying to whack some superhuman, she always felt a little surprised to see the body tumble. She was so used to the women being like, she still believed in the narrative about women being poor fighters, women lacking strength to overpower a man. She had the strength necessary as long as she could use that, as long as she had a pistol to whack the guy with. I'm trying to word here. She had the strength necessary as long as that strength was enhanced by pistol. Necessary. She just needed to augment it a bit with a pistol or a pair of brace knuckles. I'm gonna get the body to someplace quiet. Grant muttered to Wonder. Are you going to kill him? Wonder asked. If you didn't, I mean, if you didn't already, hit him pretty hard. Nah, he's alive. Brant replied. Believe him alive. So his countrymen can arrest and hang him after the war. Maybe he'll end up imprisoned here. Wonder chuckled. Though the man guard wasn't dead, he was a pretty bloody mess. That's about the head. It made Brent cringe a little. Nasty head injuries always messed her up a little bit. She had seen plenty of them in the war. She had spent a lot of time, first time in hospitals, but I was recovering from various wounds. During one time, sniper shot her real good. The Velkin sniper shot her real good. He saw men with so many disabling, disfiguring injuries. Felt a lot lucky, and felt pretty lucky. Why she got off so easy. These days, Brant thought of those wounded men and wondered what became of them. They fell into Jade hands. Well, probably they were still crippled when they fell into Jade hands. They were probably euthanized. The Jade had no stomach for treating foreign injured. Had no stomach for tending to any injured, crippled, who weren't Jade. And there were plenty of rumors that the Jade euthanize their own cripples instead of caring for them. That it was considered a shame for a Jade to make himself become a burden of the state. Of course, that could just be propaganda. And making the Jade seem even more terrible than they actually were. Brent wasn't sure if that was possible. All the things she had seen the Jade do with her own eyes. Make sure you save some bullets. People coming out, up and out, up and out. I don't know what the heck is going on. Make sure you save some bullets. Make sure you save some bullets for us. Wonder said, no way I'm going to become a captive. Captive of the Jade. Bad enough being a captive of the Bloodkins. No offense to you. None taken, Frank replied. I'll be sure. Be sure to do us both if we get captured. If we're at risk of capture, but only we're about to be captured, but not earlier. As long as there's hope of escape, we should pursue that. I knew of men, some comrades who killed themselves a little prematurely surrounded by the enemy. But they just held out another 5 minutes. They would have been rescued. Encirclement, at least on the Eastern Front, didn't mean immediate. You were immediately doomed. Unlike in Hearts of Iron, where if you get encircled, yeah, that's the only time the damn enemy AI wakes up. Oh, we got an encirclement. Reinforce, whoop whoop. When you land troops in an area where there's no port, because you can't, for some reason, the damn coastal defenses are just impenetrable. That's why you never see a D-Day in Hearts of Iron, because the AI is so bad it invades one little area with 2 troops, then gets encircled and immediately destroyed. The real World War II was like that. The frickin' countries would revolt. They wouldn't fight. Their leaders are simpletons who can't plan a proper invasion. They just throw troops, hoping to get a beachhead, and then if they do want, well, bring them troops in, boys. Doesn't matter if they're weak cavalry divisions or troops that can't even fight, that can't fight in any meaningful way. Yeah. I think there are more cavalry divisions in Hearts of Iron than there were in the Napoleonic Wars, the Franco-Prussian Wars, the damn Confederate Union War. I'm ranting. Nothing important, though. I guess if you want to write World War II stories, maybe play Hearts of Iron. It might give you some ideas if you want to go crazy alt history stuff. Though I would leave the Nazis in World War II. What's World War II without the Nazis? Probably boring as hell. You're gonna have Mussolini and his brown shirts, black shirts, be the main bad guy. Brant didn't tie up the dead man. Unconscious guard. They took his gun. Brant handed the sidearm off to Wonder, who looked at it strangely. Not the first time he carried a gun, I'm sure. Brant said. Sometimes I forget Brant is a girl because she talks in such a manly way. She pretty much is a man, but a girl. Not in a transgender sense, but, you know. She's almost like one of these main characters, like the thing today. Write a girl, but give her a man's personality. I don't know what to say about that. I think a woman can be strong and feminine at the same time. Let's see. 23 minutes in. See you later, folks. Have a nice day.